Jazz, music for your body and your soul. Linked by the bond of African American and European American musical parentage, jazz has been recognized as one of the few iconically American forms of musical expression. Beginning in the 1920s, small jazz bands played nightclubs, mixing swing and blues notes, complex chords, call and response vocals, polyrhythms, and improvisation to excite a generation eager to explore something new. Although jazz was predominantly thought of as a man's world, as jazz grew more and more popular, it turns out that it attracted some very talented women, many of whom grabbed those band gigs whenever and wherever they could, and they rocked them. Hundreds of women played in the jazz bands of the 30s and 40s. Only a few achieved national fame.
My father showed me how to play the trumpet. Oh, he had a beautiful instrument. I was hooked. Of course, I only got to play in school, but I practiced that darn thing every chance I got. Then World War II changed everything. Women filled all the open jobs in factories, welding, building cars, swing shift Maisies, they called us, temporary workers, We were so much more than that. We were essential. Finding the International Sweethearts of Rhythm in 1937. Best thing that ever happened to me. It became the definitive jazz band of the era. It was a racially mixed orchestra, including African American, Hispanic, Asian, Native American women. Our audiences, especially men, didn't think we were serious about jazz. Didn't think we could be as good as the guys. Boy, were they wrong.
When you're feeling low and you don't know what to do. When you're feeling low and you don't know what to do. Just stay in the groove, let nothing bother you. I may be small, but baby, have no fear. I may be small, but baby, have no fear. I can climb a hill without shifting gears. I ain't good looking and I don't have waist-long hair. I ain't good looking and I don't have waist-long hair. But my mama gave me something would take me anywhere. It's a rocket chair to rock, a rubber ball to roll, takes a long tall guy to satisfy my soul. Baby rocks me with that steady roll. My baby rocks me with that steady roll. Do you wanna jump, children? Do you wanna jump, children? Yeah! 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 Jump, 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 jump.
Well, at first, women were vocalists or pianists, mostly in churches, two of the only performing roles thought to be acceptable for women. But as jazz became more popular, we formed our own bands, not just singing, but playing instruments too. We drove ourselves hard, but oh, we had fun. In fact, you want to know just how serious we were? Back in the vaudeville days, if you wanted to play with the Ingenues all-girls band, you had to be able to play 8 instruments. 8! During the war, with the men overseas, we had lots more opportunities, but people saw our bands then only as part of a supportive wartime community. Boy, we blew that myth out of the water.
Oh, we've been playing all right. Playing everywhere. Dances, ballrooms, theaters, the USO. But no one saw us until the men went off to war. People still needed to dance, you know. They needed an upbeat vibe. They found us and had a great time. We played fun tunes like Never Say Never Again, by Harry Woods. Ozzie Nelson's orchestra played it. You know, Woods wrote When the Red, Red Robin Goes Bob, Bob, bobbing along, and I'm looking over a four-leaf clover. Perfect songs for jazz bands. And now we were playing them.
Fire, my heart's on fire. I'm back with love's desire. I'll never say never again, 'cause here I am in love again, head over heels in love again. With you, my baby, nobody but you. I'll never say never kiss you again. Here I'm kissing you again. That's just the thing I said I'd never do. Oh, my baby, I'm telling you true. Oh, I walked away and said goodbye, goodbye. Tasty wasn't I? Missed you so I thought I'd die. It's all over now, heaven the sky. I'll never say never again, 'cause here I am in love again, hopelessly in love again with you. Oh, mama, my baby, it's true. I walked away and said so long. I was strutting proud and strong, but you were right and I was wrong. Now we're back once again, right where I belong. I'll never say never. Thought that I was oh so clever, but here I am in love again with you. Oh, only you. Never say never to love again. Never again, never again, never again, never again.
It wasn't easy, of course. Nobody knew exactly how to take an all-female jazz band. They were all used to all-male bands. We were thought of more as a novelty, all in our dresses and makeup, looking feminine and sweet. Then we started playing. You should have seen their faces. I remember we played a sweet tune by Sammy Fain and Irving Cajal. Brought tears to their eyes. A wartime tune, you know. I don't think it mattered much to them that women were playing.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through, all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, with every word of love I say. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, looking at the moon. But I'll be seeing you.
We had some amazing musicians. Hazel Scott and Mary Lou Williams, both pianists. Vi Red, man, she blew a mean saxophone. Dolly Jones and Valeda Snow, well, they played trumpet. Valeda, her trumpet playing was so good, they used to call her Little Louie, you know, like Louis Armstrong. Oh, she was fabulous. And Viola Smith, her whole family was an orchestra. She was amazing. Fastest drummer in the business. She played with Chick Webb and Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, Ella Fitzgerald, the very best. You know, she died in 2019 at the age of 107. All that great upper body work really kept her strong. And Frances, the band leader, well, I can't remember ever seeing band leaders like Benny Goodman or Glenn Miller waving their batons while they were dancing and singing at the same time. Only a woman could do that.
I'd like you to meet our very charming little drummer, Viola Smith.
Oh, of course. In the 40s and 50s, Female vocalists were all the rage. Billie Holiday, Rosemary Clooney, Julie London, Doris Day, Ella. Peggy Lee was one of my personal favorites. She sang with Benny Goodman. What a voice! Not many people know she also wrote songs, not just for herself and other vocalists, but for movies. Yup, she collaborated on the score for The Lady and the Tramp. One of my favorite songs she sang was with Benny's orchestra, Winter Weather. Now that is some smooth jazz.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I love the winter weather, when the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer, when it's nice and cold. I can hold my baby closer to me, and collect the kisses that are due me. I love the winter, love that weather, 'cause I got my love to keep me warm. It's a marshmallow world in the winter, when the snow comes to cover the ground. It's the time for play, it's a whipped cream day. I wait for it the whole year round. Marshmallow clouds being friendly in the arms of the evergreen trees. And the sun is red like a pumpkin head. It's shining so your nose won't freeze. The world is your snowball, see how it grows. That's how it goes whenever it snows. The world is your snowball, just for a song. Get out and roll it along. It's a yummy world made for sweethearts. Take a walk with your favorite guy. It's a sugar day, what if spring is late? Winter is a marshmallow world. I love the winter weather. That's when the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter or nothing finer, 'cause when it's nice and cold, I can hold my baby much closer to me, and then collect the kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather, 'cause I've got my love to keep me warm. Let it snow.
After the war, of course, things changed. The guys came back and needed jobs, and slowly, many of the gigs for ladies dried up. Some of us went into music education. Most of us started families. But a few started small jazz combos, and a lot of them did really well. What's really cool to see is ladies still making jazz music and getting funky.
So, all right, here we go. You'll recognize it. Thank you, Ingrid. Ingrid will be back in our next set. Thank you, Ingrid. That was Janelle Reichman on the tenor saxophone also. Janelle Reichman.
Dancer, you've heard of Prancer, you've heard of Vixen and Comet and Cupid, but there's another reindeer, and when they saw him they said he looked stupid. Remember Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, he really had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows, it glows. All of the other reindeer, who's all of used to laugh and call him names, you know that they never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, that old Santa, he came to say, now Rudolph, with your nose so bright, tell me, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And from then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out, they shouted with glee, Rudolph, you funky red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. You're in history, Rudolph. Rudolpho, the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose, yes he did. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. Yes, it glows, how it glows, and it glows. Now Rudolph, all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him such terrible names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. And then one foggy Christmas Day, that old Santa, he came to say, now Rudolph, with your nose so bright, tell me, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And from then all the reindeer laughed him as they shouted out, they shouted with glee, Rudolph, you funky red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Fly oh so high in the sky, you'll go down in history. You funky Rudolph.
Just as women made their mark in everything from science and medicine to sports and politics, women in the early part of the 20th century excelled in jazz music. They composed it, directed it, sang it, and of course, played it. It was not without its challenges. The pervasive perspective that early women's jazz bands were just a cute novelty act was quickly dispelled when they blew their first note. Ada Leonard, leader of the All-American Girls Orchestra, was once asked, "You got a lot of work during the war because the men were gone, didn't you?" She responded, "We got a lot of work during the war because we were good." Sadly, many of these early female bands and musicians have been forgotten with time. Even women like Frances Carroll, who could direct a big band while simultaneously singing and dancing, are not remembered in the way that their male counterparts are. Women continue to influence the world of jazz. Check out your local nightclub, community theater, or a Sweet Adeline's performance to see women continue to inspire and entertain with this original American art form.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, safe inside, it's cozy and warm. The snowman in the yard is frozen hard, he's a sorry sight to see. If he had a brain, he'd complain, bet he wishes mountains with no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned